जब गॉड कहते हैं तो सबकी बुद्धि ऊपर चली जाती है। ईश्वर अल्लाह गॉड एक है, सर्व आत्माओं का पिता एक है, सर्व का दुख हरता शांति दाता एक है, ज्ञान का सागर, फिर प्यार का सागर, शांति का सागर, आनंद का सागर, पतित पावन एक परमात्मा है। उसको इन आँखों से देखा नहीं जा सकता, इस बुद्धि से जाना नहीं जा सकता। उसको देखने और जानने के लिए अंतर्मन की आँख खुले, अंतर बुद्धि शुद्ध हो जाए, दिव्य हो जाए तो जाने। देखना और जानना दोनों ज़रूरी है। फिर पहचानेंगे वो कौन है, कैसा है, क्या करता है, क्या कराता है। तो अपने अनुभव से कहेंगे हम भी भगवान को बहुत ढूंढती थी। कोई कहे ईश्वर है ही नहीं, कोई कहे मैं ईश्वर हूँ, कोई कहे तो ईश्वर है, पर कहाँ है, कैसा है, उसका नाम, रूप, देश, काल, कर्तव्य क्या है। वो अभी समय आया, कलयुग की अंत और सतयुग आ रहा है, नाटक पूरा हुआ है। ये कलयुग, सतयुग से कलयुग का नाटक चक्कर पूरा हुआ है। अभी अंतिम घड़ियाँ है, सर्व आत्माएं ऊपर से नीचे आ गई है। धर्म गिलानी, पाप, भ्रष्टाचार दुनिया में इतना बढ़ गया है जो सच का नाम भी निशान न रहा है। धर्म सत्ता चाहे राज्य सत्ता, दोनों में अंदर से सुख शांति का जो जैसे कहे दिवाला हो गया है। ऐसे टाइम में प्यारा परमात्मा बाप कैसे ब्रह्मा बाबा के तन द्वारा प्रवेश हो, हम आत्माओं को अपना परिचय दे करके हम आत्मा है, हम चक्कर में पाठ बजा के पूरा किया है। हे आत्मा परमात्मा बाप पतित पावन, ज्ञान का सागर, शांति का सागर, प्रेम का सागर, तुमको पावन बना करके घर का रास्ता बता रहा है। परमात्मा बाप कहे बच्चे मैं तो सदा परम धाम में रहने वाला हूँ। तो आगे बाप कौन, हम कहाँ से आए हैं, कहाँ जाना है, सब भूले हुए थे। अभी प्यारे परमात्मा बाप ने जो हमारे भारत के अंदर भगवान, ईश्वर, प्रभु तीन रूप से कहते हैं। ईश्वर तेरी गत मत न्यारी, भगवान तू तो भाग्य विधाता है, प्रभु तेरी लीला परम पार है। तो उसको जानने से अनुभव होता है कि वो परमात्मा एक इस समय अंधकार को मिटाना और फिर से रोशनी लाना, ये उसका काम है। ज्ञान अंजन सतगुरु दिया, अज्ञान अंधेर विनाश। तो परमात्मा ने हमारा तीसरा नेत्र ज्ञान का खोला, त्रिकालदर्शी बनाया। अभी कहता है तीनों लोकों के मालिक हो, स्थूल दुनिया के अभी समझो दुख धाम से, दुनिया से छूट करके शांति धाम में चल के सुख धाम में आना है ना। इसलिए एक मेरे के याद में रहो। दूसरा, श्रेष्ठ कर्म का खाता इतना जमा करो तो तुम मेरे बच्चे बाप से स्वर्ग की राजई का वर्षा लेंगे ना।
Footsteps walking with me, footsteps I cannot see, but every move I make and every step I take, I know they're there with me. They walk with me all the way, beside me day by day, through good and bad, through happy and sad, those footsteps won't go away. I'll never walk in life alone, there'll always be someone there. I know He won't let me down, He's with me everywhere. The special things in life I've done, I've been through Him and His love. I've been blessed in so many ways, thanks to the Lord above. Footsteps walking with me, footsteps I cannot see, but every move I make and every step I take, I know they're there with me. They walk with me all the way, beside me day by day, through good and bad, through happy and sad, those footsteps won't go away. I think that my life's been planned by the one who's guiding me. When I'm led by the hand of someone I can't see, I'm not always sure where to go. That's when I follow His lead. I know that the pathway that He shows will help me to succeed. Everybody, footsteps walking with me, footsteps I cannot see, but every move I make and every step I take, I know they're there with me. They walk with me all the way, beside me day by day, through good and bad, through happy and sad, those footsteps won't go away. Through good and bad, through happy and sad, by my side they will stay. Thank you very much.
Om Shanti. Good evening, everyone. We have seen and understood the journey of soul through 5,000 years, through 84 births, and how this whole cycle passes through Golden Age, Silver Age, Copper Age, and then Iron Age finally, where we have this transition period now we are entering into. But how this conscience age begins and how God's role comes into existence at this present moment, which is the very important period of this cycle. We've understood that in Golden Age, in Silver Age, we played our roles in soul conscious stage. And definitely when we are soul conscious, then we experience all kinds of happiness, peace, prosperity. Nothing is lacking because inside soul is complete and full. So when we are complete inside, when we are happy inside, there is no feeling of lack of anything. So that was the experience of soul in the golden and silver ages. But as soon as we fall down to almost 50% of the purity, or we can say we lost that from that 100% purity stage to almost 50%, then we have the feeling, the souls had that feeling that there is something missing and something lacking, which I need to find, I need to search. And they started with that search of God. And that happens from the Copper Age. Now we need to reflect on this. If a child is calling out to his father, how would father reply or respond? How should he respond? He should respond at all or not? Definitely he should, and he would respond. Although sometimes we were able to catch his response, sometimes we couldn't catch because soul was becoming day by day, gradually, the purity level of the soul was declining. And that's why we were not able to catch, even if he is giving some signals. So that is where all these holy people, the religious leaders and the saints came to bring about that reformation, to remind us of our originality, of our original qualities of the soul, to remind us to connect with that Supreme Father. All these messengers, they started coming in. So let us today understand this whole journey or this whole process of God responding to his children's call. How he responds to the voice of our hearts. Sometimes some children, some souls might have the feeling that I'm saying my prayer, I'm calling him, but he is not even listening. Or I'm not sure that whether or not he's listening to my inner voice, the voice of my heart, I'm calling out to him. But at different period of time, in different ways, he has responded. And finally, in this conscience age, how? Because when the soul has become so impure, then how would he respond that we are able to listen to him, we are able to connect with him, we are able to relate with the message what he is giving to us, and we are able to meet him finally. We should be able to meet him because that is what we deserve, because being children of God, This is something that we deserve. So let us see it and understand it through the Kalpa tree. We've understood that the cycle of 5,000 years is known as one Kalpa. And this cycle of 5,000 years we are presenting in the form of a tree, which is known as the Kalpa tree. And if we compare this whole cycle with a tree of 5,000 years, then God Himself is the seed of this tree. And just like any other tree, let us see the parts of this tree. There are the roots. The first, you can also see different colors in this, starting from the trunk of the tree, then it is branching out into different parts. So starting from the beginning of the trunk, the first portion is the 1/4 first quadrant, 1250 years of Satyug, that is golden age. And which religion exists there? You can read here Adi Sanatan Devi Devta Dharma, which is the original eternal deity religion. And when you say original, original means the which is actually the original form which was created by God Himself, because it is also said somewhere in the Bible, it is also mentioned that God created the man in His own image. So actually, when this world was created, or we can say the beginning of the golden age, beginning of the cycle, each and every human being of that time is a divine human being. So we can name it, the whole humanity of that time, we can name it as original, eternal, deity religion, ancient. Sanatan means ancient. So there is nothing before that. So that is the original and the ancient. And right now, when we are remembering those human beings, we are just remembering them as gods and goddesses, because actually they are the first creation of God, and we can call them as next to God, because you can imagine that if God is creating something, the highest on high power, the perfect Himself is creating something, what would be the type and the quality of His creation? If a human being is also creating something, then suppose I get this opportunity to create something, I get all the resources, and I actually try to make something best out of that. I would try to create something very nice and very beautiful, and deliberately I am not going to create anything that can give sorrow or unhappiness to someone. So I'll create something best according to my capacity, according to my capability. And if it is God Himself, if it is the Creator Himself, the supreme authority, what would be the quality of His creation? We can imagine. So that quality of creation, even now, we remember them as gods and goddesses, because He had put all His qualities and powers into those human beings when He created His first creation. So that is the golden period of Satyug, or the golden age. Then after that, you see here the second part of the trunk of this tree. This is Treta Yuga, or the Silver Age. Still the same religion continues. Now here when I say religion, actually I should not speak religion, because when I say religion, normally you have the image of all these different branches or different schools of philosophies. But because English translation, if we do, it becomes religion. But the original word in Hindi or Sanskrit is dharma. And dharma means originality. Dharma itself means the original attributes of the soul, the original traits of the soul, original sanskar of the soul. So originality of anything is called dharma. So when our originality is displayed, it's demonstrated through our characters. That is where divinity, royalty is visible in the human beings. So in Satyug and Treta Yug both, means the golden age and the silver age, half of this cycle, 2500 years in total, we can say that there is complete purity, divinity existing, and all the human beings right now, when we address them, we can address them as Devi, Devta, or the deities. But after that, we've understood that as soon as we enter into copper age, the purity level of the soul is declining, and that is why it's taking place with sorrows because of the vices, because of the five vices that entered. The reason was body consciousness, and those five vices we know: lust, anger, greed, attachment, and ego. Now when all these vices have entered, and we started experiencing sorrow, we started experiencing pain, we started experiencing lack of something, emptiness inside, then what would happen? That is the time we started calling God for help. And did he respond? Yes, he gives response actually. This is how this drama, the whole cycle, is designed. It's like all of us children, we were playing on this playground of this planet Earth. We were playing, we were enjoying, we were very happy because we all were pure and nice. And that's why we were nice to each other, we were kind to each other in the beginning of the cycle. Until half of the cycle is over, we were still very good, we were still very nice, experiencing happiness. But later on, as we forget our originality, we become sad, we are calling out. Now, what will Father do? The first thing he would do is he can see, he can observe that the things are deteriorating. There is a downfall in the degree of purity, in the degree of values and the virtues I have gifted them with. This is now declining, or they are forgetting themselves. Instead of playing happily with each other, they have started fighting with each other. The differences have started to come in. So what should I do? What should he do? Then he sent some elder brothers. It's like the small children are playing, and he sent some elder ones that please go and give them my message. Tell them what is right. Bring them back to their originality. So here, those religious leaders or those great personalities, they started coming. You see all the branches of this tree. First branch. I'm telling you in brief because there is a reason of telling all this. So we will understand how he responds to our calls. So first thing is, first of all, 2500 years ago, Ibrahim, he came to establish the Islam religion. Let us first have a look. Then 2250 years ago, this is almost the beginning of the Copper Age, when Buddha came and Buddhism was established after him. After that, almost 2000 years ago, Christ came and Christianity came into existence. Then we see Adi Shankaracharya and Sannyas Dharam was started at that time. This is all in the Dwapar Yuga, which is the Copper Age, and then begins Kali Yuga, which is the complete Tamo Pradhan time. And in this Kali Yuga, you see, before that is Muslim religion, and then Guru Nanak came to establish Sikh religion, that is almost 500 years ago. And after that, there are many, many other small branches coming into existence. Many gurus, many masters, many spiritual leaders started coming in because the souls were searching. So they started following all these. Now try to understand one thing which is very important to understand. When all these great personalities they came, these are the souls who are coming directly from Paramdham, directly from the soul world, and then they are coming to establish that lost peace and lost happiness which we have lost because of the purity, because we forgot ourselves. So they came for that purpose. So we can ask ourselves, we can reflect on this point very deeply. Actually, they didn't come to establish a separate religion. They didn't come to create a separate branch. They just came to give us a message of righteousness, a message of purity. And some souls started following them, some didn't. Those who started following them, they name this branch after the name of that guru as a particular religion. While they are existing, it's not called a religion, it's not called a separate branch. So slowly it started taking the shape of a sect or a religion or a different branch. The same way all other religions also started coming in. So the main purpose of all those religious leaders was not to create a separate branch, but just to give his message. That is why one thing that you see very common in everyone, in each one of them, is they point towards that one. And every religion, if you go deeply into the study of the religion, if you do it like a study, you will find that each one of them in different languages, of course, because they came at different time period, they came at different places, different parts of the world. So the language was different, of course, but they have given similar message that God is light. So they all came to remind us, because the soul has just now arrived from that Paramdham. So this is how that branch begins, when after receiving message from them, some of the people, they start following, they like it, but of course that soul which the experience what they are having with God, what they are experiencing, the other followers cannot have the same experience. So what happened, interestingly, every branch of the religion is also passing through different stages, just like the whole cycle passes through golden, silver, copper and iron age. Same way, every religion, every branch also passes through these four stages of golden, silver, copper and iron. That's why you can see these colors in the branches. Like you see these four colors in the whole tree is also divided into these four colors. Same way, the branches are also divided into four colors. And we can define it as Sato Pradhan, Sato, Rajo and Tamo. So in the end, it becomes Tamo Pradhan, because Tamo means Tamas means the dark, black. Tamas is actually dark or black. So that is the Tamopradhan period in the end, means the darkest period. So they start their journey, every religion, they start their journey from the golden age, then they end up with Tamopradhan stage, which is the iron age, which is the darkest period of their religion as well. And that is why what is happening is that even if the things that is written in the holy books, in the scriptures, seems to be very good, and of course it is the wisdom that is written there, but still after reading or listening to all those things also, people are not able to apply that in their lives. And sometimes they don't find it very practical, they are not able to relate it with their practical life as of now. And sometimes they are just reading it as a story. If you look at Ramayana, Mahabharata, or other holy scriptures, sometimes the men they it is mentioned as a story, and we also listen to it as a story, as if it was happening with Rama or Ram and Sita, or Shri Krishna or Radha. It was happening with them, but how does it relate with my life? This is something not people are not able to relate with their life, and if you are not able to relate, how will you transform? Then it is just like a story. It's not for me. Only listening to someone's story cannot transform my life unless until I'm able to draw some lesson, draw some message for my life. So this is very important. And we were not able to, because soul is in this whole process. One more thing is happening. Because of body consciousness, we are falling down. The soul is deteriorating. The power of purity is reducing. And when the power of purity is reducing, the intellect is not that powerful. It's not that clean and clear to catch the right thing or to draw the right message from all these scriptures as well. And then, not only that, someone who started that religion, if you think about Mahatma Buddha, if you think about Christ, if you think about Ibrahim or Guru Nanak Dev Ji, if you think about all these great personality, those who were in a very elevated stage of their purity, in that stage of purity, they have said something that was very powerful, that was very empowering. But right now, people who are reading those or even relating and narrating those stories to others, are they same at the same level of purity or power? The answer is no. And if not, then they are not able to transfer that same energy. And of course, then people are not able to understand those things in a right way. And if we are not understanding, first thing is I understand, then only I will implement. That is why many people we have seen, especially the young generation now, they are drifted away from the religions and from even the name of God. Why they are just not interested in any religion, and many have become atheist. Or some people, they feel that yes, I do believe in God, but I don't believe in any religion. They are also, what they are saying also has a reason. They are not wrong. There is a reason for that. Because there is so much of confusion that has been created in the name of God, in the name of religion. I don't think there is any other subject on this earth that is more confusing than this subject. So finally, the soul feels, I don't need to involve in all this because this is like a mess right now. So some of them, they don't even want to discuss about spirituality or religion or God. That is why they would say that I just do my work. I'm okay with that. Don't tell me all these things. But the soul needs peace. but the soul needs the truth. And unless I connect with truth, I cannot receive, I cannot get that strength that I deserve to get. And that is needed actually. No one else, no human being, no other money or material can give me that strength. We all have experienced that to some extent in our own way, that money, material, or anything physical cannot give me that internal strength that the soul is lacking right now. Now, Godfather is watching all this story, what is happening with me throughout all my journey through so many births. And what is the stage of these children right now? He is observing, even after sending so many messengers, giving nice messages, trying to tell them the truth. Yes, it influenced them for a while, but not for a long time. After some time, then again, the influence of external things and external environment is changing constantly. That deterioration is visible, and that is affecting the soul, affecting the influencing the mind and intellect of the soul constantly. That is why even if somebody is very sincerely reading the scriptures, very sincerely doing any kind of bhakti or devotion things, still and end of the day they feel that I can't feel transformation, I can't feel the upliftment, I can't feel that power which I should feel, because they are not able to connect directly there with the source. So finally, he is our Baba, he is the Father. He also cannot see that we are in so much pain, and I just observe and I don't do anything. If he doesn't do anything, then he is not the Father. We are even in bhakti without knowing, without understanding. Also, we were calling him Mat Pita. We were worshipping in prayers. Yes, in many languages, even now, Baba is father. Even in Chinese, Baba means father. So, so that is why we call this, and also just try to feel and experience. There is a connection between the soul and the Supreme Soul. He had sent us here, or we were willing to come, whichever way you can put this. We came here, we were playing our roles, no matter it was our choice or He sent us in any way, you see. But He is the Father of the souls. And when souls are in pain, when they are suffering, then He would just stay there and watch. No, He has to come. And this is the time of confluence age when he decides to come. So this is the biggest good news of this time, that he himself has already come to meet all of us. He's already here. Now we just need to understand, and we just need to know the way to meet him. You know, when we talk about God's coming, some people have the imagination of some very beautiful image like Ram or Krishna or some very divine, that kind of image. He would come and everyone will come to know, because there will be light, so much light on this planet. You know, this kind of image we have about God. But I have one more question and a point of reflection on this. That if he comes in the form of Shri Krishna, of course, suppose, and if he comes in the form of Ram or any other something like that, some beautiful image like that, then everyone will come to know, right? Even if those who were complete atheists, they were not following God, they were not even believing in God, even they will also come. But this time, first he should meet ideally, logically, and you can ask yourself which children he should meet first, who were calling him or who were not even bothering about him. How, whom he should meet first? Of course, those, yes, those ones who were calling him or who were having this desire to know the truth, who were having this desire to experience the truth, to experience God, to meet him, or to at least who have this question in their mind, who have been searching, and who will value it more also, who was searching, right? Just like all of you, why you are sitting here when the world outside don't know what they are doing? Why you're sitting here in front of this screen and listening to all this? Because the souls who have been searching for a long time, they are interested in listening to this. Yes, I want to know this. And those will be the ones whom he will meet. So he comes in a very ordinary form, but this soul, the one who is searching, will definitely recognize, will definitely recognize. And he has his own way of finding you, of meeting you. And that is the time when he comes on this earth. He incarnates through a human body. But very important thing, he doesn't take birth. We have understood that when we understood the concept about God, his introduction, he doesn't come into the cycle of birth and death. So he doesn't take birth, but he comes. And some people, some out of you must have a vision that he doesn't have to come actually. He can just inspire us from up there. He can send some very, very positive energy vibrations and he can just touch the soul and transform the soul. So easy for him. Why he has to come into a human body? Okay, let me explain you. Then you see if that makes sense to you. Suppose right now, God is there. He's up there. Of course, he's watching, he's observing us, and he knows that my children are looking for meeting me. I need to go and see them, or I need to tell them something because he can see that we are not in a right direction. There are so many things we have messed up in this Kalpa. And he wants to guide us in a right direction, in a positive direction. So, what will he do? He decides that, okay, I send some touching, some thoughts into your mind, into your head, and this touching that, yes, this is right, this is not right, or you should now go towards this direction, for example. Okay, he can do that, not difficult for him. But am I able to catch? Am I so pure that I'm able to catch what he's trying to say? Just ask yourself this question. And the answer again is no. Because we are the souls, no doubt, but we are into this experience of body for such a long time, 83 births. 83 births. We are taking one body after the other, one body after the other. And we are all the time into this human experience. And in this human experience, the way of communication we are used to, which is very common for all of us, and each one of us can understand and relate with, is speaking and listening. If I want to express something to you, even now, I'm using this body, the instrument of this body, this mouth, to talk to you. And you are listening through your ears, and then only you are trying to understand. And even after explaining for 1 hour, I'm not sure how much you understood, because everyone will be at a different level of understanding after listening to the same idea and the same kind of explanation as well. So after explaining so much, after you listening so much, still it takes time to understand and absorb, because this is something totally new. And if God himself, he wants to explain me something which is out of this human experience, which is something new and unique. We have never thought about these things, and he just touches the soul. We will be confused. We have some touching, we have some thoughts inside, but we are not sure that it's my own thought or somebody is telling me. What is it? So we can take an example like when the child is very small, very, very young, like 4 or 5 years old, or maybe 3 years old, he just starts speaking and making sentences. He talks, but the way he talks is very innocent. The words and vocabulary, what he will use, is very simple. And there is a point of time when parents or mother, she wants to explain something to this child. There is something very important, but child is too young to understand. So what would mother do? She will devise a way to come down to his level, to child's level, and explain in a very simple language, right? This is how many of you are mothers here on the screen, and you can relate this point very well. You want to explain something very important to a child of 3 years old or 4 years old. You will not speak the vocabulary you speak with adults or the people, your peers. You will not speak in that language. You will come down to a very simple language. In his innocent ways, you will try to teach or make him understand, like this, right? Now the soul's stage is like, from the golden age we have fallen down, we have deteriorated so much, the level of intellect has come down, and he is the supreme, he is the almighty authority, he is the ocean of knowledge. But he will not just flow the whole ocean of knowledge upon us. He will come down and speak in our language, human language. He has to talk to us in our language. And it's not a matter of 1 day or 2 days that we can understand. It takes time to understand, because we have become so impure. And it's not, I don't know what you're feeling, but it's not a negative thing to say that we have become impure, but it is an understanding that from the golden age up to now, when we see the whole journey, we know who we were, what was my stage, and now what is my stage comparatively. So according to that, when I'm using this language, so this is not a matter of taking it otherwise, but it's a matter of understanding. And at this level, he himself, he has to come down. And of course, if he wants to talk to me in my language, in human language, then he needs a human body. He needs human, this instrument to speak, to talk to me. And that human instrument, that human body, because he is God, he can enter and just come and talk to me, and through anyone he can talk to me. But it will not happen like that. That chariot also, through which, through whom he should come and talk to me, that chariot also should not be very ordinary. It is ordinary compared to those divine beings of golden age. Of course, in iron age, there is no other divine instrument, but it should be someone who is special. So who is that one? We will also try to see and now understand God's coming. So in the last birth of the soul, in the Kali Yuga, in the Iron Age, God Himself takes the medium of Prajapita Brahma Baba, and through that medium, He talks to us. And He tells us about now what is next. He showed him, Brahma Baba saw all these divine visions of destruction of the old world because the new is coming. And when the new world has to come, then the old one has to be cleansed because the same planet will host heaven, heaven here. So the hell has to be destroyed. And actually, natural calamities, atomic wars, and the civil wars, these three will become the main ways of transformation. Here we have used the word destruction, but when we say destruction, it is not about destruction of the whole world. It is destruction of Kali Yuga. It's destruction of the negativity. It's destruction of the Tamopradhan world, the darkness, so that the new world has a place to come. So the place for new world, place for the new divine human beings is created by cleansing this old world. This was the message of God, that now I have come. And He's telling through Prajapita Brahma Baba that this is the time of transformation. And this is the time when I have come here to destroy the old one and to create a new beautiful world. And all of you are required. All of you are required to transform this world into a heaven once again. So when we say Kalpa Vriksha, actually the Kalpa tree or the Kalpa Vriksha, it is mentioned in the mythology as well, that there used to be, or even now they say that the Kalpa Vriksha exists. There's such a tree which is called wish fulfilling tree. Sitting under that tree, if you wish anything, if you create any kind of thought, that will be fulfilled. So actually now, where are we sitting? Now you have seen the whole tree. You've seen Satyug, Treta, Dwapar and Kalyug, golden, silver, copper and iron age. But the part which is the most important part of this tree, but invisible, incognito, that is the root of the tree. And right now, where are we? You have seen. Let us have a look once again. Because in the confluence age, when we enter, we've understood that this is the time period of confluence age, where from iron age, we have to make a shift towards the golden age. And this is the time of God's descent on this earth for world transformation. This is the time when His task has already begun. He has started His work already from 1936. So it's already almost 85 years of this Kalyankari Purushottam Sangam Yug, this confluence age. So through this corporeal medium, the incorporeal Godfather, Shiv Baba, has already started his task. we will understand more about this. Let us have a look on this tree, and in the roots, who is sitting? Because seed of this tree is Shiv Baba himself, is the Supreme Father himself. And now sitting in this roots, he's giving us a message, which is very important message, that all of you have been divided into different branches. Now this is the time to come out of those branches and come closer to the seed, into the roots, because it is from here, from the roots, that we will have a construction of the new world once again, new tree. The sapling of the new tree is being planted right now. And that is, all of us are being chosen first from the whole tree, the chosen ones who were willing, to transform, who were willing to, first thing is, who were searching for the truth. Yes, we are selected as the sapling of the new tree, because we know, when Baba knows that this whole tree is now going to finish, it's now going to end. So before the end, new sapling should be ready. So new sapling is now getting ready, that will grow into a new tree of golden age for the coming cycle. So this preparation right now in this conference age is the preparation for the new cycle to come, new golden age heaven on this earth. So this time, this divine message is not through any messenger. It's God himself speaking. And tomorrow you will have more clear understanding about how he speaks and what he speaks. Whatever I am explaining to you right now, and through this whole course, whatever I'm speaking, even a single word is not my own knowledge. It's the knowledge given by God Father himself, Baba himself, who becomes our teacher. And that is the study that we study every day. And we invite you also to study that and to experience that divine meeting with God himself in this conference age. So tomorrow we will have the experience of divine meeting and godly versions. What he speaks, and what he speaks, how can we listen and how can we understand, that we will understand in tomorrow's lesson. So let us have a few minutes of meditation now, because I remember one day, because we have that study material every day that we study in this spiritual university, and in one of the lessons, it's like, because it is God himself speaking to all of us, so he said that I was observing my children and I saw that they are very unhappy and they are searching for the truth. So I want to find a very good teacher for them. Because, just like if some royal family, the children of royal family means prince and princess, if the king wants to find a teacher for the prince and princess, he will definitely look for something according to the status, according to the level, right? So now God is finding teacher for his children, God's children. So he would look for some very good teacher. So he said that I was looking for someone who can teach my children. I searched and searched whole world. I couldn't find a single one who is eligible to teach my children. So finally, I decided I will myself become the teacher. So he came and he himself becomes the teacher, the guru, and he is already our mother and father and everything. We were speaking that, we were saying that on the path of devotion, that you are my mother, you are my father. We were saying that you are my friend, Khuda Dost. We were saying you are the Satguru, but all these things, all these relations, how to experience. He comes and gives the experience of all those relations that we were just singing in his praises, or we were just speaking because we have listened about it. Somebody told us, that's why. But now it should become our first hand experience because he has come as father and mother and giving that experience. So we should not miss this opportunity of this confluence age to experience the love of God, love of Supreme. And until we experience that supreme love, that divine love, the soul keeps on searching for limited love in this world. And that is why whoever you ask, they say, I'm searching for true love. But they are not able to find that true love that is unconditional. Because no human being on this planet can give that experience of unconditional love and unlimited love without any expectations. It's one and only one who comes because he knows I can give because he is the ocean of love. So he gives us the experience of that love which the soul was searching for a long, long time. It's been so many lives we were wandering here and there in that search. And so many times we got hurt. So many times we got that experience of pain. Because when we trusted someone, they cheated. We trusted, we depend on someone because they were very nice to us. So we trusted that they will be nice forever, but they were not. It's not their fault because they are also empty inside. So it's only one who can give us that complete experience of all the seven virtues of the soul that the soul was searching. So let us now experience that in today's meditation. Om Shanti. In this moment of silence, I, the soul, sitting in the center of my forehead, having this realization, I am the peaceful, pure being of light. I am the child of God. I have been experiencing the journey through so many lives. On this journey, I had lost the memory of my original self. Now, at the end of Kali Yuga, at the end of conscience age, when this world is going through the experience of so much of negativity, so much of sorrow, I was also searching for peace, pure love, and true happiness. At this auspicious time, God Himself, my Supreme Father, has come and brought me the gifts of peace, gifts of virtues and powers that I was looking for. He cannot see me in pain and suffering. He has come to guide me, to show me the way to go back home, to show me the way of bringing back peace and happiness. He is now here to answer all my questions. He listens to the voice of my heart. I can experience it now, truly. My Supreme Father, Mother, my true friend, was always listening to me. But now I can really feel His hand of blessings upon me. Feel the divine light, the shower of divine light coming from up above like a shower of light. This is God's love. This is the canopy of His protection. And I experience myself constantly under this canopy of light. My heart is grateful. My mind is peaceful. my intellect becomes clean and clear. I feel like an innocent child in his lap under his canopy of light. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti Didi. Wonderful experience. So, as usual, we have some questions. The first question is, Christ said he has come to take all our burdens and hence went through crucifixion. How is this relevant when we talk about karma philosophy?
Actually, when he said that I have come to take away all your burdens, basically through their life, they have given us some messages and some examples. So we can see them as our role models, and keeping them in front of us as our role model, we can follow that way to settle our karma as well. Because he gave a very beautiful message while that process of crucifixion. If you remember that, what did he say when he was being crucified? He said that, "Oh God, forgive them, please forgive them, because they don't know what they are doing." And this is such a great message, such a powerful message of settling the karma, that I don't have any negative feeling, any judgment about anyone, no matter what they are doing. Because what they are doing is their karma. But I still say, he said, still forgive them because they don't know what they are doing. By saying that, he himself is released. So this is actually basically when he says that I've come to take away your burdens, is basically telling the way to release your burdens.
Okay. Next question. If God gives us unconditional love, why is it that I am not feeling his love towards him? I'm not feeling any kind of love towards him.
You will feel, you will experience once you connect with a relationship with God. Then you will experience more and more. Maybe it's a very new relation for you. So when you come in close contact, you see in worldly way also, when we are connected with someone, more you communicate with someone, more you express and more you share your day, more you share what happened in your life, your stories of the day with a person, more love and more connection you will feel. So the same way, there is a way of establishing and experiencing that relation with God. Right now, for us, most of the people, talking to God might be, maybe it is involved in your life to some extent, but it is like a part-time thing. When I get time from all other relationships, then I will go to him, sit with him for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and it's like a one task of the day I have to do. So I do that, some prayer or in any way. But relation doesn't mean that. When you establish a relation, and that also loveful relation, it's like all the time you want to share everything, every news with that person. So when you establish from your side that kind of relation, that something happens in my life and I would immediately talk to him. Today, this. Today, he said this. This happened in my life. So everything, every moment, I want to let him know. Then I will feel the same thing from the other side. He is giving, he is the ocean of love, but I'm not able to receive that because not much connection. You can try this way.
Okay. The next question is, if God will come here, how people are going to know, or how will different religion people, how are they going to react?
Yeah, tomorrow we will have more clarity about this because God is already here and his task has already started. And those, how it happens exactly and how we can meet God and how we come to know all this will be a clarity in tomorrow's class.
The next question, why just Brahma as medium of God and not anybody else?
Tomorrow's answer. Yeah, we'll get this answer tomorrow.
GDP. The next question is, soul of Christ comes directly from Paramdham, then why does he receive punishment?
This is a very good question. That actually what happens in all these cases of all the religious leaders or these reformer souls who have come to establish a religion, there is a very special role of two souls in them, because one is the original soul which was there in that body, another one who comes from the Paramdham, from the soul world, and brings about, because the one thing very logical to understand this is that when the soul comes from Paramdham, it is pure, 100% pure, whenever, at any point of time in the whole cycle. But when the soul enters into the process of birth, the power and the purity of the soul will reduce to some extent. Then it doesn't remain 100% pure. So that's why if the souls who have to transform, who have to bring about some kind of reform in this society, they need a lot of strength to do that, like the soul of Christ. So when that soul comes, it just directly enters into that body. That body also already had another soul. So when that soul enters into the body and does all this task of giving message of God through that body, that is happening. But your question is very relevant because this soul has no such karma that he should bear any kind of punishment. So that is why what happens when Christ is actually crucified, that time this soul leaves before the crucifixion. But the other soul still is there, who was the original soul in that body. But in future studies, maybe I'm able to clarify this right now, but in future study after tomorrow, you will have the next level of your study will begin, which is called our regular students list. In that you will be added and you will study this more deeply right now in this foundation course. I hope this is clear.
GDP. The next is, how can we get the study material? Please tell me.
Continue with us. We will start the regular classes after this, and listening to God's versions also. That is very important, very interesting journey, which we welcome all of you to join us for that journey. And yes, we will provide some other materials also.
And today's last question, someone asked, when I do such things which you tell me, my wife says I am mad. She tells your karma is to take care of the kids. Is this right? Is this the thing I have to do?
There might be some others also, those who have similar kind of questions, because when your partner, your companion is not at the same level, sometimes this issue can come, but you have to be very peaceful, very stable and balanced. So if somebody is not understanding, then don't talk too much about this because it might feel like something abnormal to them if they are not on the same page. So in this case, what can help them to understand is your own transformation. Slowly, when you imbibe the knowledge, instead of only speaking the knowledge, you imbibe the knowledge, and they can see the change in your personality. They can see that how it is helping you. Like she says that your karma is to take care of the kids. And if she can see that, yes, you are taking care of them better than before, she will be able to see and then she will accept it. What she is saying is also right. You should not be annoyed with what she says, but just try to imbibe the knowledge, try to be more peaceful and calm, and you will be when you practice this regularly. That is the more practical way to make someone understand.
Okay, Didi, I think that was the last question for the day. Thank you so much for your words of wisdom. And I hope that our participants also got clarity through these words of wisdom. Thank you so much. And as announced yesterday, please write down your data and send it to the WhatsApp number without fail. Thank you, Didi. Om Shanti to all.